What if the secret to living past 100 had nothing to do with supplements or surgeries, but everything to do with miso soup, morning walks, and stopping before you're full? What if the lifestyle habits of 105-year-old Japanese doctor could help you move better, feel younger, and think clearer without changing your whole life? And what if the first step wasn't a diet plan or a new gadget, but a quiet breath between bites? In the US, many seniors struggle with fatigue, poor digestion, and preventable illnesses, fueled by overconsumption and quick-fix solutions. But in Okinawa, Japan, people are living vibrantly into their 90s and 100s, thanks to simple habits rooted in balance, joy, and rhythm. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who practiced medicine until age 100, followed 6 timeless principles that supported his strength and clarity well past the century mark. In this video, you'll discover how these practices, like eating until 80% full, enjoying fermented foods, and living with daily joy, can help you age with purpose and vitality. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your one click might inspire someone else to start their journey to a longer, stronger, and more joyful life. Eat until 80% full. In many Western cultures, the dining experience often emphasizes abundance, bigger portions, clean your plate mentalities, and the idea that feeling completely full is a sign of a satisfying meal. But in Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the longest living people on Earth, residents follow a radically different mindset. Hara-hachi-bu, which means eat until you're 80% full. This ancient Confucian practice isn't about restriction or deprivation. Instead, it's a conscious decision to stop eating when you're satisfied, not stuffed. And this small, mindful shift carries powerful health benefits, especially as we age. Scientific research backs this up. A study published in Nature Reviews Endocrinology highlights that caloric moderation without malnutrition is consistently linked to longer lifespan and reduced risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and cardiovascular disorders. By avoiding overeating, you reduce oxidative stress on the body, lower levels of systemic inflammation, and give your digestive system the chance to function more efficiently. Okinawans, whose average life expectancy far exceeds that of most Western populations, are a living example of this wisdom. Despite consuming fewer calories than the average American, they maintain higher levels of energy, lower rates of obesity, and remarkably low incidences of age-related diseases. Hara-hachi-bu is a cornerstone of their lifestyle, and it works not because of magic, but because of biology. Eating until 80% full gives the body time to process satiety signals. The brain takes about 15 to 20 minutes to register fullness, so eating slowly and stopping just before you feel completely full allows your body to catch up. This helps avoid that sluggish, overfed sensation and prevents the blood sugar crashes that often follow heavy meals. There are also emotional and mental benefits. Practicing hara-hachi-bu encourages mindful eating, tuning into hunger cues, appreciating food more deeply, and letting go of guilt or compulsion around finishing every bite. Many people report better sleep, improved mood, and more sustained energy throughout the day simply by adopting this principle. In a world obsessed with diet trends, hara-hachi-bu offers a timeless, balanced alternative. It's not about eating less, it's about eating wisely, with attention and respect for the body's natural rhythms. For those seeking longevity, strength, and clarity in their later years, this may be one of the simplest and most effective habits to adopt. While practicing hara-hachi-bu helps us eat more mindfully and moderately, the next step is to choose the right kinds of foods, especially when it comes to protein. In the West, protein is often synonymous with meat, eggs, or dairy. But in Japan, and particularly in Okinawa, plant-based proteins, especially those from soybeans, are central to daily life and long-term health. Foods like tofu, miso, natto, and edamame are more than just traditional staples. They're nutritionally dense, widely consumed, and contribute to the exceptional longevity and vitality of the Japanese population. What makes soy particularly powerful is that it provides complete protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids your body needs for muscle repair, hormone regulation, and immune function. Moreover, soy-based foods are naturally rich in isoflavones, plant compounds known for their anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. These compounds help protect the body from cellular damage, which becomes more crucial as we age. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, regular soy consumption is associated with lower LDL cholesterol, improved bone density, and reduced risk of cognitive decline, all key factors in healthy aging. Soy also supports heart health. Unlike animal protein sources that may be high in saturated fat, soy foods are typically low in fat and contain heart protective nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and fiber. For older adults who are managing cholesterol, blood pressure, or early signs of cardiovascular strain, replacing red meat with tofu or edamame just twice a week can make a measurable difference. Let's not overlook digestion and recovery. Many plant-based proteins, especially those found in soy, are easier to digest and contain prebiotic fiber, which nourishes the gut microbiome. A healthy gut means better nutrient absorption, improved immune function, and faster post-activity recovery. You don't need to go fully vegetarian to benefit. Simply adding lentils, black beans, or tofu to stir-fries, soups, or salads a few times a week is enough to feel the difference in energy levels, digestion, and even joint comfort. In a longevity-based lifestyle, it's not just about how much protein you get. It's about where it comes from. By embracing plant-based options like soy, you're giving your body cleaner, more efficient fuel to thrive. Now, let's move on to another overlooked yet powerful element of the Japanese diet: fermented foods, and how they protect the gut and brain as we age. After embracing plant-based proteins like tofu and edamame to nourish your muscles and protect your heart, it's equally important to care for the system that absorbs and processes all those nutrients, your gut. And one of the most powerful, natural ways to do that is by including fermented foods in your daily routine. In traditional Japanese diets, fermented foods such as miso, natto, fermented seaweed, and pickled vegetables are consumed regularly, often with every meal. These aren't just flavorful additions to the plate, they are rich sources of living probiotics, digestive enzymes, and bioactive compounds that support a range of bodily functions. From improving digestion and enhancing immunity to supporting mental clarity, fermented foods play a quiet but vital role in long-term health and longevity. Why do fermented foods matter so much? Because they help populate the gut with beneficial bacteria, which maintain a balanced microbiome. A healthy gut microbiome is linked to better nutrient absorption, more stable energy levels, reduced inflammation, and even a lower risk of age-related cognitive decline. Research published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience shows that a well-supported gut may positively impact brain health, especially in older adults. While many people in the West rely on probiotic supplements, studies suggest that whole fermented foods are often more effective. Unlike isolated strains found in capsules, fermented foods contain a diverse spectrum of live cultures in a natural food matrix, providing synergy that supplements can't fully replicate. These living microbes work in harmony with your body to support not just digestion, but also immunity and inflammation regulation. Just one small serving a day can lead to noticeable improvements: less bloating, smoother digestion, fewer sugar cravings, and more consistent energy. For example, sipping a warm cup of miso broth in the morning or adding a few slices of pickled radish to lunch can gradually rebuild a healthier gut environment without requiring dramatic dietary changes. As we age, digestion can slow, and our ability to absorb key nutrients like B vitamins, magnesium, and calcium declines. Fermented foods help compensate by improving bioavailability, helping your body get more from the food you're already eating. From a longevity perspective, fermented foods are not a fad, they're a time-tested tradition. So, while you're nourishing your muscles and heart, don't forget to feed your gut too. After revitalizing your gut with fermented foods, it's time to tackle one of the most misunderstood topics in modern nutrition: carbohydrates. In many Western diets, carbs have been unfairly labeled as the enemy, often blamed for weight gain, fatigue, and metabolic issues. But not all carbs are created equal, and the traditional Japanese diet, particularly in Okinawa, offers a striking example of how the right kind of carbs can actually extend life and support vitality. In Okinawa, home to one of the highest concentrations of centenarians in the world, purple sweet potatoes make up over 60% of daily caloric intake. That's right, these long-lived individuals eat carbs daily and lots of them. But instead of refined bread, pasta, or sugar-laden snacks, they consume nutrient-dense, slow-digesting carbohydrates that fuel the body steadily and naturally. What makes Japanese sweet potatoes so special? For starters, they're rich in anthocyanins, a group of powerful antioxidants known for reducing inflammation, protecting blood vessels, and fighting cellular aging. These same compounds have been linked to improved cognitive function in older adults, according to research published by the National Institutes of Health. Beyond their antioxidant content, sweet potatoes are packed with dietary fiber, potassium, and vitamin C, all of which play essential roles in maintaining blood sugar stability, heart health, and immune resilience. And thanks to their low glycemic index, they digest slowly, helping to avoid the blood sugar spikes and crashes associated with processed carbs. Reintroducing good carbohydrates like steamed or roasted sweet potatoes into your diet, especially if you've been avoiding carbs altogether, can lead to noticeable improvements in energy, digestion, and metabolic function. Unlike the temporary rush from refined grains or sugary foods, sweet potatoes provide steady fuel that supports movement, focus, and recovery throughout the day. It's not about loading up on carbs, it's about choosing smart, unprocessed ones that work with your body rather than against it. The Japanese model shows us that carbs, when consumed mindfully and in the right form, can be a foundation for longevity, not a threat to it. So as you nourish your gut and build strength through better proteins, don't overlook these humble roots. Sweet potatoes might just be the comfort food your body actually needs to age with energy and balance. After embracing nutrient-rich sweet potatoes and rethinking the role of healthy carbohydrates, we arrive at the final and perhaps most powerful lesson in the Japanese approach to longevity. It's not just about what you eat, but how you live. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's longest practicing physician, who lived vibrantly until the age of 105, didn't credit his remarkable health to a strict diet or complicated fitness regimen. Instead, he pointed to a set of simple, joyful daily habits: walking stairs instead of taking the elevator, eating lightly, staying mentally curious, and finding meaning in everyday routines. This philosophy reminds us that longevity is more than biology. It's also emotional, mental, and deeply spiritual. In modern Western culture, aging often becomes a checklist of medications, restrictive diets, and health anxieties. But in places like Okinawa, and among people like Dr. Hinohara, there's a different rhythm, one rooted in lightness, purpose, and connection. Science supports this holistic approach. Research from the Blue Zone Study, a global longevity project, shows that communities with the highest life expectancy consistently share not only nutritious diets, but also purposeful routines, strong social connections, and a focus on low-stress, high-joy living. They move naturally throughout the day, not because of gym memberships, but because their environments encourage walking, gardening, and staying active in small, regular ways. Dr. Hinohara believed in engaging the mind and body gently, yet consistently. He gave public lectures well into his 90s, wrote books in his late 90s, and famously avoided elevators, choosing stairs as a form of daily exercise and mental clarity. He once said, "To stay young, you must have fun." This principle invites us to rethink aging as not just a decline, but a new rhythm, one that values routine over rigidity, curiosity over caution, and joy over perfection. Create small rituals that anchor your day: a morning walk, afternoon tea, tending to plants, or even taking time to journal or read. These practices bring not only structure, but also emotional nourishment, which is just as essential as vitamins or minerals. So as you add fermented foods, plant proteins, and smart carbs to your diet, don't forget to also add peace, laughter, and simplicity to your day. Because true longevity isn't just measured in years, it's reflected in how fully, joyfully, and purposefully we live each one. As we reflect on the wisdom of living with rhythm, joy, and simplicity, it's important to remember that meaningful change doesn't come from grand gestures. It begins with small, deliberate steps. While the idea of transforming your lifestyle may feel overwhelming, the truth is that lasting results are built on consistency, not complexity. That's why one of the most powerful principles of Japanese longevity is also the simplest. Start small and stay consistent. You don't need to revamp your entire diet overnight or adopt a rigid exercise plan to experience benefits. In fact, drastic changes are often unsustainable. What truly matters is the gentle layering of new habits. Practice daily until they become second nature. One bowl of miso soup in the morning. swapping red meat for tofu twice a week, slowing down at lunch to pause and check in with your fullness. These aren't huge changes, but over time, they reshape your health in profound ways. This approach is backed by behavioral science. According to research from Stanford University's Behavior Design Lab, people who start with small, manageable habits are far more likely to maintain them than those who take on large, drastic goals. The body responds positively to regularity, and the brain rewards small wins with the motivation to continue. Consider this: 1 spoonful of fermented food daily helps build gut resilience. A 10-minute walk after dinner can improve insulin sensitivity. Adding a sprinkle of chia seeds to your yogurt boosts omega-3s and fiber. Alone, these actions may seem minor, but consistently practiced, they create a foundation for strength, independence, and longevity. Consistency also builds confidence. Every time you follow through, whether it's preparing a nourishing meal or choosing water over soda, you reinforce your ability to care for your future self, and the more often you succeed, the more likely you are to build momentum and try new habits without fear or resistance. Let this be encouraging. You don't have to wait for the perfect Monday or the ideal conditions to begin. The smallest choice, made today, can be the start of something much bigger. So as you close this video, ask yourself, what's one small shift I can make right now? A bowl of miso, a handful of edamame, a walk around the block. Because health isn't rebuilt in one day, but it is renewed, one small step at a time. Keep going. You're already on your way. Living a long, vibrant life isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up each day with consistency, finding joy in small moments, and creating a rhythm that nourishes your body and spirit. Whether it's a bowl of miso soup, a mindful walk, or eating until you're 80% full, one simple shift can start your journey toward greater energy, strength, and peace. If you found value in these insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. You never know, your small action today could inspire someone else to take their first step toward lasting wellness.